Hello, Internet, and welcome to Elegant Suffering, a good society tale of Tantrum upon West Forpeck. Yes, I got it. Awesome. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us today at 8 o'clock Eastern if you're on Twitch, or come checking out our VOD on YouTube. Either way, welcome. Good to see you. Good Society is a lovely narrative token-based game. It's by Story Brewers Publishing. Check them out for all of their loveliness. But for right now, we're going to go around and our players are going to tell us who they are, tell us what the heck else they're doing, and tell us about their character for today. So we'll start with Sean.
Hey, Sean the Crack King, Twitter, everywhere else. I'm here every day except for Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm going to be playing Raleigh Addison, the hedonist, and my desire is to best or humiliate my cousin in every matter, which is RJ's character, in hopes of winning their inheritance.
And the dominoes are being placed for that. And next up is Savvy.
That's me. Hi, I'm Savvy at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter and Twitch. Much like Sean, I'm here every day but Monday and Wednesday. So if you're watching our channel, you'll see me somewhere. And then in 2 weeks' time, I will also be on Friday afternoons running Apocalypse World on twitch.tv/encounter roleplay. I'm very excited about it. That's in the works right now. Today I'm playing the Countess Rosamund Spice. She is the heir, and my desire is to marry my secret fiance. Also RJ's character.
Speaking of getting a lot of play here in the intro, RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ on the interwebs, but you can catch me at RJustice22 on Twitter and Twitch. You can see what I'm doing whenever I live tweet when I'm in a game.
Who are you? What's your desire?
I'm Theo! Hi! Sorry, I woke up from a nap like 30 minutes ago. So it's the perfect amount of sleepy brain. I'm Theophilus Wilmont, the dependent, and my goal is to prove to myself, to my parent, and have them announce my legitimacy to the world. Hopefully it works. There's dominoes.
There's so many dominoes, for real, though. And last but not least, Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG at Some Guy. Find me here Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. In tonight's game, I am Mr. Grover Shelton, the careerist. Mr. Shelton's desire is to bolster his love interest's reputation and then win his parents' permission to marry them.
So many fun things. And I am Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at GreekSid. I'm here a lot. Everything that it's on the schedule. I'm here most of the time. So yeah, come see me and come say hi when I shitpost on Twitter. And I will be facilitating today, which means I basically play everyone else that everyone else isn't playing. It's gonna be fun. So we are still right smack dab in the middle of one of our novel chapters. We got through a couple of scenes last time, but we have several that we wanted to get through today. So I believe the plan was to start. Let me find our list here. Oh yes. I believe we were going to start with Theo and Raleigh having been called to visit with Raleigh's uncle and currently Theo's employer, but technically also her father. I would assume that Mr. Hammer likes to keep people waiting regardless of if they're family or not. So you are both seated in the salon of Mr. Hammer's estate, waiting for him to call you in.
How goes things, cousin?
Things go well. How about you?
Ups and downs. So, do you have any idea of what this is all about?
Not at all. And I really hate it when he does this.
Me too. Probably another like 10 minutes of silence too between a lot of this without having to play all that out.
10 minutes go by and Dia looks up. Do you think it has anything to do with the rumors going around town?
Which ones? I can hardly keep track at this point.
The one that says that he might choose an heir soon.
Right. Perhaps. That would be an interesting way to start the week. End it. I can't remember anymore.
It's Friday, cousin.
End the week then. What are your thoughts on this matter? The inheritance and all that?
Honestly, the money would be nice. But I doubt that I've done anything outstanding in his eyes.
I seem to be having the opposite effect. I probably have done too much to be outstanding at this point.
Well, whichever the way the vote goes, good show, I guess.
Well, I do perhaps. Well, I didn't hope to do this here, but well, I suppose it's as good a time as any. Listen, Theo. I am aware that there are certain things going on in your life, complicated things that you wish to be kept discreet, involving certain people of, well, you know who I'm speaking of.
How does myself going through second puberty matter? He knows what you're talking about.
Yes, right. What if I were to offer to assist you in this matter?
In what way?
Well, despite our tense relationship, I do have a bit of sway with my uncle. We have bonded over the years, despite his disapproval of some of my extracurriculars. And, well, the Addison name does carry some weight. I know people around town of that nature. But all this to say that if this dalliance with the, well, you know, is more than just a passing fling, the assistance of someone like myself may be beneficial towards you.
Theo squints. He'll get up from where he's sitting, probably like on a couch that's across from Riley, and make his way over. And Riley sees him Theo puts his hand on his forehead. You're not burning up. Are you intoxicated, cousin?
No, I haven't had a drop today, and that's probably part of the problem. You can get your hand off me. I'm fine.
If sober you is this nice to me, I much prefer it than drunk you all the time.
Well, don't get used to it. What I am offering here is not altruistic. I am offering an arrangement for both of our benefits. You, if our uncle is in fact seeking to name their successor, you could go a great way having the hammer name legitimately. I, on the other hand, care little for the estate or the title. What I am in significant lack of right now are funds.
Sounds very agreeable, cousin.
It's not all parties and drinking. I do have, well, most of a head left at this point.
I'm shocked that we didn't come to this realization sooner, but it
I was having
agreeable.
apologies. Do not mean to interrupt.
It's all right.
I might have been having too much fun tormenting you.
You don't say.
It is rather enjoyable. And I can't promise I'm not going to take the occasional jab. I am only human after all. We all have our vices.
If you're serious about this, you can take all the jabs you want at me. And I will save the punch for the punch bowl.
A fair arrangement. And
If I
will...
may, I do
yes.
apologize. I would like to interrupt. And in lieu of read a person or an insight check, thank you, chat, I would like to go ahead and use my monologue token on Raleigh right now, because what you doing? What are you doing right now? I don't trust you. What are you doing? What's in your head? What is in your head?
Don't trust me. Jeez.
What is in your head?
This business with my mother cutting me off is aggravating, to say the least. I do not wish for my lifestyle to be impeached or imposed upon in such way. I love Mother for all her faults, but she will continue to be herself and not leave me to my own business. Theo, on the other hand, doesn't seem to appreciate the value of money, and I'm fairly certain I can sway him to taking the bits of this arrangement that I do not care for. I legitimately have no need for the hammer name, nor its estate. I'm perfectly happy with Battenmore. But our uncle sure has misered away his funds over the years, and having a sizable portion of that would do me some good in the years to come. Hopefully, I can get my dear cousin here to agree and not have to resort to more drastic measures.
Well done. Continue.
But as I said, I have no interest in your relationship with the Countess, or whoever she might be.
As he says this, Theo turns bright red.
Right. There's no one else around but us, Theo. Those words won't leave my lips in mixed company. Though there are rumors circulating, surely.
Some of them might have been started by you, I can assume.
I have many hobbies. Rumor mongering is not among them. I enjoy being the subject of them far more than I enjoy spreading rumors about others.
He'll nod his head. And he'll extend a hand down to Riley.
In agreement then?
In agreement.
Shakes his hand. A gentleman's accord.
Or a deal with the devil.
Do you think so little of me, cousin?
If you can get your jabs in on me, I can get my jabs in on you.
Fair enough. Now let's see what Uncle has to say.
Excellent. Right around that time, your uncle, your father's Seward comes in and says, "He is ready for you now. You may follow me." And you are led back to Mr. Hammer, what I assume would be your study, where you'd be taking them.
Yep. Though I think when they come in, they find that normally he has his desk or his chair at his desk, but it's been moved to be in front of a window, which is, curtains thrown opened up. He has a heavy blanket on him, and I think there's actually maybe a physician leaving the room as you two come in.
Morning, Uncle.
Good
Are
morning,
you doing
Lord
well?
Morning, you two. It's just a bloody cough, but everyone's making such a deal out of this. Thank you both for joining me. Takes a drink of water. Now,
Please sit. We'll join you.
as I said, this is just a cough, but since I am getting on in my years, as people are so fond of saying when they think I can't hear them, there has been some push from my attorney that I should reconsider getting my affairs more in order. Now, the last time I wrote up my will and testament was, a decade ago, something along those lines. Certainly long before. It was a decision of who was going to be the recipient of the estate. I was trying to think if we'd given him his estate a name. We don't need to seek it out right now, but
Well, Uncle, I'm sure this is a difficult decision for you.
indeed it has, because as most people had assumed, it was going to be Raleigh, till his recent buffoonery reached such great heights that now he has been put down at the level that Mr. Wilmot there might as well be in the same amount of consideration as Raleigh.
Yes, I understand. You must be speaking with my mother on such matters.
I'm sure she will have something to say on the matter once word of this meeting reaches her ears. But until then, just know that, well, as those at the horse races are fond of saying when it's not obviously been fixed, could be anyone's race.
Well, Uncle, I am in my deepest apologies for whatever news might have reached your ears. I will endeavor to uphold the great weight that your name carries in the weeks to come.
See that you do. Though again, this is just a cough. Nothing more serious. I'll be back on my feet in no time.
Certainly. The matter of the hunt that I had been reached out to you to arrange, maybe we should put that off until your cough is better. Wouldn't want to exacerbate it.
Yes. As soon as I'm able to ride a horse on my own power, I will be sure to let you know.
Yes.
Mr. Wilmot, you've been rather quiet on finding yourself suddenly the same level as Raleigh there.
I didn't think it was my place to speak in this conversation, but I wish you quick recovery, Lord Hammer.
Thank you for your words.
Is there anything you require of us, Uncle?
No, I don't think so. Just make sure that the stewards don't start embezzling funds from me, since they assume I am not long for this mortal coil.
I will make sure somebody looks over your expenses.
And we'll keep the good china in the vault.
Yes, you know we're saving that for when the Queen inevitably calls.
Yes, any day now.
God save the Queen.
God save her. Well, Uncle, I will advise Mother of your health, and I do hope you feel better.
Yes, well, this has gone on long enough. Looking at you two now is starting to make me ill to my stomach, so be gone with you!
Just a very stiff bow. Theo will catch Riley outside the office, or a bit away from the office. Now, I might have taken a bit of time to think about it, but I didn't offer you anything in the deal in case I were to get the inheritance. So I'll extend this out. I'll extend the same offer to you. I don't mind having the title of the land, and you can have all the money if you wish. Well, some of the money. I still need to plan a wedding.
Right. A wedding?
If things go according to plan.
If you need any help planning such an extravagant event, I'm rather apt at it.
No hedge mazes, cousin.
Fine. Again, the arrangement stands as it is. Though, for the sake of propriety, perhaps it is better that if I sway Uncle towards naming you outright. Requires less paperwork down the line.
Yes,
We would need to draft up a contract or something to confirm the nature of the funds once you are named. I trust you, cousin, but, well, I don't trust anyone that much.
I'm sure I could hire you on as an accountant or something if you're still looking for work. Accountants always embezzle anyway.
Right. Work. Strong word. We'll arrange something.
Right. Well, until then, good day.
Good day, though we are both walking towards the door, I assume.
It's that very awkward walk to the classroom when you're both...
Can I play a token?
Oh?
Yes, please.
Can I play a token? I don't know who this would be, but to have somebody overhear these two after just visiting their very ill dad/uncle, plotting outside of his office to get his money?
Yeah. Who do you want to overhear?
I don't know,
Does he overhear it?
I imagine somebody hears part of this and is like, are they poisoning him? Like, what's going on?
Are
I
they
don't
planning
know.
a murder?
I guess we could have a couple
Who would
ways.
that be?
Mr. Hammer could hear it himself.
Hmm.
His steward could perhaps hear it. I
then
could
tell
create the
him?
steward. We could make a new connection.
Oh wait, that could
Be
be
Mr.
fun.
Hammer's steward.
That'd be fun.
All right. So the steward overhears. All right. Let's make up a person.
Maybe.
Can I also say that the steward is vying for the money?
Do you want to throw a token down?
I'm throwing a token down.
We're gonna get this man
Okay.
killed.
This man
Okay.
is okay.
Now- Does he have to use the token because he's just if we're negotiating the terms of the resolve token that's being used, or
That is fair because it does affect both of you. So yes, that is a fair point. I would say that could be part of the negotiation process.
yeah?
As
Because
long as
I like that.
are you
Yeah.
cool with it?
If I am
Yes,
weighing
yeah,
in on
you
this
guys
as
would be
well.
involved. And then, so are you cool with that as well, Savvy?
Oh, yeah.
Since you're throwing down the token?
Yes,
Okay.
make his life worse. Make it harder.
Excellent.
Evil steward.
What is the evil steward's
here it is.
name? Evil
Stewart.
steward. Stewart the steward? No, that's too on the nose.
Butler. You guys
Well,
know not to
there's a
ask me.
Candelabra in the
Using a
library.
random name generator, and
Then
I
I
got
just say
someone
name
else with
generator.
the last name Wilmot.
No!
Oh, not gonna be that one.
His name is Wilmot Theo.
Oh man.
What's a good name for a steward?
Benjamin Collingwood.
That's
Yes.
great. I love it.
Benjamin Collingwood?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna be
putting it in
Collingwood.
Discord.
So if he
Excellent.
overhears part of this plan,
Also, it occurs to me that both names I've used this generator for have a penis joke in their last name.
Of course
Yep.
they do.
Cockburn and Collingwood.
maybe they'll end up
Love it.
together. Sean, you need to mark that you monologued.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
So you don't have to do it again.
Don't forget. Don't forget.
Sweet. And who is getting the resolve token that the Countess is spending?
This isn't kosher, but we keep running into this, so I'm gonna say you spend one, and I'm gonna give them both one. So
I'll
that's
give
fine.
him each one. I have 17 or something.
If you feel more comfortable doing that,
I'll give you
absolutely.
each one because that's a lot of
Perfect.
drama I just put in your lives. I'm very rich.
I'm quite rich.
Is how much could a banana cost? $10?
$10. Oh, I love it.
Darling, no.
I wasn't expecting Hammer's paranoia to be founded, but here we are.
I've done it. I've learned a rule of the game.
What Theo and Raleigh are doing is completely above board.
I know, but I
They're
don't
just-
want people to think it is.
Yeah.
I'm imagining
Oh
that
no! That's what I like. This evil
Yeah,
steward,
I'm
now that-
imagining that he only heard like part of it and now thinks that you're like purposefully making him ill to try to get his money together.
Hear me out.
Okay.
This might veer into melodrama, or potentially a farce, which I don't know if we're necessarily wanting to go into. But if I also throw down a token, could it be that the steward himself is actually poisoning Mr. Hammer
To get
and
his
is now
money.
very upset that you two are plotting about it?
Yes.
Gotcha. So it's more that he was planning on doing it. Maybe there was something with the will that was
Mhm.
going to benefit him. He's wanting to kill off
Mr. Hammer
uh,
before he can change his will.
before he can change the will. Ooh.
That's good.
that was
Hey,
good. I think that's-
Netflix.
we have so.
Sign
have
us
so
all.
little
Sign
TM,
us
TM,
all.
TM, TM.
We are your writing room. Anyway.
Knives Out 2.
Knives Out.
Spoilers.
Regency Boogaloo. Okay.
2 Knives Out. Dual wield.
2 knives. Knives Out 2. 2 knives.
That's it. It's just 2 knives. Is everyone amenable to that
I am.
particular
good
plot
for that.
point?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I have no skin in this game, but
All right. Secretly poisoning Mr. Hammer to stop him from taking Benjamin out of his will.
we just inserted a whole other novel into this novel.
We really
Yeah.
did.
Well, this is perfect because of Raleigh's. I was doing this to kind of tone Raleigh down and get him more into the fold.
So
And this
now
provides
we,
the conflict now that we can
now we have
continue
a
to stir up.
Benjamin.
excellent Benjamin.
And
Mr.
now
Collingwood.
Theo and Riley need to team up to take this sucker down.
Yeah, super duo.
In.
Benjamin, you want to go hunting?
That is savage. I
In
love it.
the new buddy cop drama, Two Knives.
Okay. This is happening. I love it. All right, here we go. Next up, next up we had Theo, you needed to head on over to the Adderwood estate after this meeting anyway, because you had a delivery to make, ostensibly.
Yes. There's a pickup.
Oh, pickup, yes, that's right. So Theo makes his way over to the lavish Adderwood estate. Would you head to the front? Would you head to the stables?
If he had already made an appointment to be at the Adderwood estate, he would have headed straight to the stables.
Excellent. I'm just going to spend all my tokens today because I can. Do we want to throw in a token that you meet Amelia? She happens to be there when you come for the pickup.
Sure, I'm amenable to this.
Take a token. I'll lose one. So as you stride on over, I'm assuming either the head of the stable or stable hand is prepared to meet you and procure your fertilizer. And as you are walking over to pick up this shipment, if you will, you spy Miss Amelia mounting up her favorite chestnut mare. Oh, Mr. Wilmot, it's lovely to see you.
It's always lovely to see you, Miss Amelia.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I came to pick up some manure for the Hammer Estate.
Oh, that is a very good cover. I like that. That's good.
No, Amy, I'm actually here to work.
She sort of finally does see like the stable hand like picking up like large burlap sacks of manure. Oh, yes, the fertilizer, yes, of course. Pardon me.
No, you're fine.
How many bags do you need to secure?
Oh, whatever I can get my hands on, but I think I might need to make a trip or two.
Right. So you'll be back shortly?
Theo gets a very mischievous grin on his face. Well, I was hoping to meet with someone before I was covered in filth. If it wouldn't be too much trouble.
She sort of like very obviously winks at you. Mr. Anders, I do believe that Sylvia has thrown a shoe. Could you look at it for me really quickly? I'll just be running back to the house for a quick snack. She's terrible at lying. But the stable hand does come over and yes, miss, of course. I'll look at Miss Sylvia for you. And so he stops with his piling of bags and he goes to check on her horse. So she quickly dismounts and like comes over to you and just very quietly says, "I'll be right back." And she sort of rushes back into the estate. And wherever you happen to be, Countess, you in your room, walking through your favorite courtyard area when you want to be alone.
I'll say I'm sitting in my favorite courtyard reading a book.
Okay. She will head there first. She's rather out of breath. She has like her riding hat on. She's sort of running towards you. Rose, Mr. Wilmot.
You look
Mr. Wilmot.
an absolute mess. Have you fallen again?
No. Mr. Wilmot is waiting for you at the stables. Yes, right now. He says he wanted to talk to you before he's covered in filth.
Is that today?
Yes, he's here.
All right. You mustn't tell anyone.
No. I told Mr. Anders that Sophie had thrown a shoe and that I was going to go and get snacks. Wasn't that a good falsehood?
Very good. Is he still in the stables?
Yes, he's waiting for you.
What about Anders?
Anders is also in the stables looking at Sylvia. Should I go get Anders to come inside?
Just anywhere else. Can you
All
come
right.
up with something?
Yes. When I'm coming back with my snack, I'll have fallen and hurt my ankle, and he'll have to help me.
Wonderful.
All right. I'll go get my snacks. I'll be right back. And just sort of rush inside.
Oh dear.
Short time after, you see her sort of rush back out, sort of running. She gets almost to the stables as you see her very obviously go, "Oh dear!" and just sort of fall over, grasping her ankle. Mr. Anders, please! You'll see Anders sort of run out. Miss Amelia, are you all right? I think I hurt my ankle. Just very visibly, like, looking back for you. Oh, all right. So he'll kind of help her up. Ow. And she'll just, ham it up for you as he takes her back inside the house.
Great. I will quietly go toward the stables. Are you getting any work done in here?
Theo jumps a little bit. Oh, well, yes. I was waiting for Anders to finish with your sister's horse's shoe, but he seems to be indisposed now.
Yes, Amelia's had quite the dramatic fall. Injured her ankle, and she very specifically needed Anders to help her.
Is she going to be okay?
I think so.
I don't think Anders would mind me walking around the grounds if you would like to accompany me.
Of course.
He lead her back to the courtyard area. I've just been to see my father.
Oh?
He doesn't look very well. He does say it's a cough, but he'll just spring right back. We talked about the will. A little. Said I was on equal footing with Riley.
Really?
That's not the most surprising thing. Riley gave me an offer.
Of what? Serve him for the next 100 years and he won't put snakes in your shoes?
Kind of, sort of, actually. Well, he said that he would give me the title and the land.
In exchange for what?
Some of the money, most of the money. I think that's all I really need, right?
I suppose.
I'll have the title, I'll have the land. The corporal said that she would give me a mill that covers all the bases.
What's the catch? He just wants the money?
And I don't punch him in the face.
What did you say?
I was taken aback, but I jumped on it. I don't know if it was the smartest thing to do, but it was an offer. It was perfect.
And what of Mr. Hammer? Does he know of this arrangement?
No, he doesn't know yet.
You plan to tell him?
I don't know. How am I supposed to pose that to him? Ha ha, I'm here to take the land and Riley's going to get the money.
I don't know.
Surprise. I think it's in the same situation that we're always in. I'll wing it. I'll make it work.
It worries me so when you do this.
I succeed about 80% of the time.
True.
And if things go according to plan, I think I can bump that up to about 95%.
That's a real shot.
It is a real shot. I feel like a few weeks ago I was just at the starting line. And now all of this has happened, and the goal's right there, Rose.
You must be careful.
More so now than ever.
I don't trust your cousin.
He was sober today.
Then I really don't trust him.
He was exceedingly nice to a point where it scared me a little.
Is he supposed to be convincing?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not convinced. But it's your plan. If you think it'll work, I can't tell you no.
Are they alone in the garden?
Oh, they're alone in the garden.
Probably. I imagine so.
Unless someone wants to spend some more tokens.
Debating,
thinking
but
about
I'm the
it.
poorest in tokens among us.
I could probably spend one. I was just thinking, who should overhear this? Oh, boy. Can I say that Vernice was going to speak with the Marquis and is like just like on the other side of the garden, like maybe on like a veranda or something, like walking past and like sees this?
Oh, she'll see Theo as he steps forward and wraps his arms around Rose and leads into her.
I've got 6 tokens. I'll spend all 6 of them if she can see this.
I'm all in. One is sufficient.
Who am I giving a token to?
As long as Savannah, RJ, are you amenable to this?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of these, can you, Savvy?
No.
All right, give him some tokens.
Yay.
All right, I'll give one to each of you.
Sure. If we get to the point where it's like I want to do one thing and it affects 2 people and you've got 1 token, you can just spend the 1 token. That's fine. But you got extras. All right. Vernice comes over the hill. Is she carrying flowers or something? I would assume
no.
she'd be carrying.
Or does she
No.
also not like flowers?
No, she's allergic.
Vernice is the worst.
No, I think she had an appointment to like officially speak with the Marquis about her interests in the Countess, and like was on her way to his office within the manor. So looking very nice, but like businesslike.
Vernice comes around the garden. You are both embracing.
I think she wouldn't say anything. I think she just sees that, and then I think she's so stuck in the mud though. Like I think she would still go and keep her meeting with the Marquis, like not saying anything about it, just like actually speaking to them, and we can decide how that conversation. I assume it doesn't go well, but I was going to ask you about that before she talks her visitation later on.
Okay. I'm sure we can get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, no confrontation or anything there.
Doesn't say anything to them.
Bernie, say no snitch.
Keating sisters aren't snitches. Just saying.
They're gossipers. They ain't no snitchers.
They ain't no snitches. All right. So we're agreeing that she sees it, but the other two don't realize that she has seen this.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. The other two okay with that?
Yeah, I feel great about that.
All right. Awesome. All right. But we had Theo leaning in. I don't know if we can we go back to that. Theo was leaning in.
Oh, he's just gonna rest his head on her shoulder. Just visibly sags. Oh, I think I might be a bit more tired than I realized.
Don't you have some work to do?
Just give me a few more minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
So they stand there in a lovely embrace in the courtyard. Is that where you want to leave that?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so cute. All right. Well, Theo, I'm imagining that all of this is happening in the same day for you. Like you came in the morning, then you had to go back to work and pick up this delivery, and then you had it set up to go grab some drinks with Mr. Shelton. You've had
Fuck.
quite the day. Yeah, this part of the chapter is sort of like the day in the life of Theo. This is great. So Theo, so you might want to go to your quarters and wash up a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, you remember that you have a dinner engagement with Mr. Shelton.
I think he shows up at the estate, and he will knock on the door.
I think Grover's probably been waiting and doesn't want to have his mother show up and be like, "Are you going out with friends, dear?" It's just like,
Does he like himself go to open the door? Like you don't
Mhm.
even let like the butler do it? Okay.
Yep.
Surprisingly, Mr. Wilmot, Mr. Shelton himself answers his own door. Who would have thought? What a concept.
Don't you have people for this? I know you knew money, but
we do, but it's more that I don't want my mother to catch too much wind of this. Not that I would be ashamed, but just the whole, oh, are you going out with friends, dear? It's so nice to see that the little Grover has friends, and just not something I want to deal with at the moment.
Theo will peek over Grover's shoulder to see his mother walking down the stairs and just quickly throw an arm over his shoulder. Then we should make haste, friend.
Yes.
Grover? Grover?
Oh, I'm going out, mother. Not sure when I'll be back.
Have
Have a
fun.
good evening.
As you slam the door in your mother's face.
Just through the door. I'll have him back home before 10.
Just some, confused stammering. Where are you going, dudes?
Going to the pub.
Two dudes out on the prowl. Oh yeah, we haven't been to the pub yet, have we? What is the name of the pub in Toncham, friends? I bet you there is on Fantasy Name Generator. There's probably a
Pub
place
generator.
to name a pub.
It's Greybeard's Tavern.
Can it be Greybeard's Tavern?
I think so. I think that's
think
very
it should
good.
be. It's going to be Greybeard's Tavern. I am writing it in. It is canon now. Wonderful.
How many tokens do I have to spend for Grover's mom to show up at the pub later? Does she drink a lot?
Just one.
Oh, wait.
Just one.
Oh, wait.
I'd like to spend a resolve token, actually,
Uh-huh.
to say that Madame DuPont has set up shop in Greybeard's Tavern.
I mean, I'm amenable to that. I will gladly take a token for Madame Dupont's. I love it. All right, Madam. You get. Oh, I spent all your tokens already. All right. So, gentlemen, you come on in. It is dinner time. It is a raucous crowd. It's kind of an interesting setup, you know, like in town. It's usually the high society and the rest of us sort of separated, but in Greybeards, it's really a mishmash of everybody sort of drinking and carrying on. Some people are eating a really, you know, humble dinner but enjoying themselves. And as soon as you walk in the corner off to the side of the bar, you see a familiar face of Madame Dupont. They set her up nice too. They gave her like a little round table. She's thrown a lovely silk over it. She's got the crystal ball. She's got her cards. She's throwing bones. She's got the whole setup.
Isn't that the medium, I believe it was, at Raleigh's event?
No, I believe she's rather slim. Oh, you mean the fortune teller, right? I have to throw it in there. It was right there. Would you like to get your fortune read?
Oh, certainly not yet, but perhaps, you know, a drink or four in.
First round's on me then.
I'll get the next, cause man, you look like you've had a hell of a day.
Oh. And Thea will walk off to the bar to get 2 ales.
Y'all are making me pull up a tarot card generator because I have my tarot cards in the other room. Dang it. Easily enough, you procure a couple of ales from the barkeep. And who's the barkeep? I'm having fun with this now. Who's the barkeep? I'm assuming it's Greybeard themselves or an ancestor, a predecessor, whatever of Greybeard.
Yeah. Fantasy Regency name generator.
Yes.
Quickly.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Colin Greybeard.
Colin. Well, they call him Greybeard. I'm assuming his name isn't actually Greybeard.
It's Colin and then quotation marks Greybeard Watts.
Watts. Excellent. Mr. Watts, or Greybeard as he is affectionately called. Love it. Yes, Mr. Watts himself, Greybeard himself, is serving you. You receive your ales. Where do you sit? Do you sit by the bar? Do you grab a table?
If there's an open table, yeah.
This is your story. You tell me. Is there an open table?
There is an open table
Yes,
right next
of
to
course
Madame
there
Dupont.
is. Oh, okay.
Theo just looks a little, like, just with a bit of disdain, like,
She does not even seem to notice you sit down. She is in, mid-spiel, looking in her crystal ball. She has 2 young men sitting there, and they're, looking like they're not too amused by it, but also definitely sort of leaning in to see what she's going to say next.
And then I was carrying the bag of manure back to the Hammer Estate, and the fucking thing just rips open. And now there's just shit everywhere on the street. With no shovel.
I guess that's what you get for carting around a load of horse shit.
You know, some people make do with carting around a load of horse shit.
Oh, no. I don't mean to speak down on it. Certainly if I hadn't been gifted with my artistic talents, who knows what I might have ended up doing.
Speaking about your artistic talents, how goes your magnum opus?
maybe someday I'll get started on that, but your commission is underway.
Cheers to that. Oh, no, wait.
Is something the matter?
I'll just send him a letter later. It's fine. Mr. Addison and I are on better terms, but since you've started on it already, it'd be a shame for you to scrap it.
Ah. How do you wish to speak of how these better terms came to be? I thought it was fairly obvious you two were not on the best of terms, kind of nodding towards Madame DuPont.
Theo will look around. It's a bit of a delicate issue. Maybe later when it's just you and I.
Sure, certainly.
Oh,
I imagine that had something to do with the hell of a day you've had.
right. Yes, well, I'm feeling a lot better now.
That's certainly good.
Another ale? Ale?
Calls over a bar hand or something, gets the next round.
Someone comes over, refreshes your drinks.
If I'm not too invasive, Mr. Shelton, how goes your love life?
Well, might need to get started on the third drink, but I can at least start talking about that. You might actually have a bit of insight yourself. I've heard you recently gone over to the move from Mr. Hammer's estate to. No, we hid LB's character stuff. I can't see what her estate is.
The White Stag. The White Stag.
The White Stag estate.
Oh, yes, well, it's the darndest thing. The Colonel, she's from the same orphanage I'm from.
Really?
Yes, we grew up together for some years.
Oh, that's wonderful that you can be reacquainted with your old friend.
Yes, am I remembering correctly that Theo has seen the Lady in Mauve paintings?
You'd probably be aware of the attempts to try and do them, seeing some of the sketches. Because, yeah, I think you were over there to talk about the
commission
Raleigh and
for-
Raleigh painting.
I
and saw
believe you
them.
had a conversation about it last session as
Yeah.
well when you guys were
Yeah.
at the party.
And I don't know if I don't know if there's been time for anyone to see the completed Lady in Mauve painting yet, but yeah, Theo would be aware.
Well, if you need a good word put in.
Oh, well, I've actually been able to have a portrait session with the Colonel.
Oh?
Yes, it was a delightful evening. Found her most refreshing to talk with. She and I find ourselves in a bit of a similar situation, making do with the rest of high society and not quite sure how we found ourselves there.
I thought well, maybe it's just the ale getting to me. That's good. Well, happy you found your muse.
Yes, that has been pretty great, and I mean, you did ask about my love life. It has been, I will say she does strike my fancy, but seems like she might be a bit out of my league. I understand that the Marquis has been making some moves, trying to arrange things with the Honorable Countess. That bad, huh?
No, it's just Do you know when you have like? I don't know how to phrase this. There's a lot on my plate that I cannot share with you at the moment because we are in polite company.
Give this place another hour or two, and there won't be any polite company left.
Theo will reach over and just pat Grover on the shoulder. In one of those sort of "I got you, bro" moments.
Turnabout does seem to be fair play. How goes your love life? I think saying that as Theo's taking a drink.
Snorts into his drink. Tumultuous would be the best descriptor.
Well, at least you don't have to worry too much about how those members of high society might take things. I can't imagine, as unfortunate as it might be, that someone of your station would be in those circles very much, though. I suppose your former relations has the wrong connotations, but your acquaintanceship with the colonel might serve to elevate you a bit.
Grover can see that Theo is kind of sweating buckets as he's speaking. Yes, well,
Mr. Wilmot, are you quite alright? Did we drink the ales too quickly?
God, I have to get you in the loop soon.
Okay, I assume that has something to do with what you are not able to speak of at the moment.
Yes, painfully so.
Right. Well, looks over, sees that perhaps Madame Dupont's table is open. Would you like to have your fortune read? You
know,
kind of
after-
left the party when she went on to do them. They're quite entertaining.
After the first time, I think I'll pass, but I will sit in for yours. If that's not too much of an invasion of privacy.
Oh no, they are rather entertaining though. I don't think there's too much that can be revealed from one, but they'll get up, take the remnants of their current drinks, and plop themselves down at Madame Dupont's table.
Hello, gentlemen. Are you here this evening to pursue the mystical arts? Sort of waving, just, theatrically waving her hands around her crystal ball.
Yes. Sorry, you were about to say, chum.
No, I was gonna say he is. I'm just here to watch.
Very well. Sort of gives you the side eye. But you, sir, what form would you like this mysticism to take? We could look into the ball together, look through the foggy mists of the future. I could read the cards for you and see what fate has laid out in store.
I think perhaps the cards might be more illuminating.
Excellent. She just sort of just like moves the ball over and out of the way. But do tell me, for our focus, what is it that you seek information on? Would it be your path in life, your career, a difficult decision coming your way, or perhaps has Cupid's arrow hit you, perhaps?
Sort of a combination of those last two.
You'll have to be a little more specific, or else it will be very banal and it will not be satisfactory.
Yes, well, I suppose that there are two objects of my affection, and I'm not sure which one I should be.
Oh, yes,
pursuing.
yes. Do not tell me too much. I do not want to be prejudiced for the fates they must tell me. So it involves love, correct?
At least I certainly hope it's love, but yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, she'll go through an elaborate scheme of shuffling cards here and there. She'll have you cut them, shuffle some more. This first is the state in which you find yourself now. She throws down a card, and I will pick a random card for you. It's appears to be like an old man with a long beard holding up a lantern. It's the hermit. I see. You have been alone, it seems, most of your life when it comes to Cupid's realm.
Well, at least no one that stuck around seriously enough.
Of course. Well, that can be an interesting adjustment. She'll sort of move that one back. Pick another one for you. This one is a knight upon a white steed, the sword in the air, sort of charging into battle. The Knight of Swords. It does look like you're going to have to make a very decisive decision in order for this to come about. And your third? And she pulls out what looks to be a beautiful woman surrounded by a wreath holding 2 arrows. The world. Well, honestly, sir, the world, as it were, is your oyster. It seems whatever decision, decisive, you make, shall bring you good joy.
Well, I suppose that's reassuring on the one hand, but does a bug all from making the decision. Helping you make the decision.
All the cards say is the path that you may take. The decision, whatever it may be, is still yours to make. That'll be 7 pence.
Sure, pumps in his pockets. Are you sure you don't want your fortune read?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm used to my future being very uncertain, and I'm fine.
Are you sure, sir? I can guarantee that your fortune is, she sort of eyes you up and down, very perilous indeed.
What can it hurt? What's your poison, Madame Dupont?
Your decisions again. We have the ball, we have the cards. I can also read your palm.
I was going to say for a drink, but maybe the cards as well.
Fair enough. What does this question concern?
How specific do I need to be?
Well, your friend chose love. Could be the path of life, your career, or a very important decision.
Path of life.
Indeed. So she goes ahead and shuffles everything for you. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. First card plopped down. Gentleman in an elaborate cape, holding a large staff. Page of staffs. You have certainly worked hard for yourself, but still seem to be on a journey to where you should be. Interesting. Throws down a second card. It's the Fool. A young man just sort of going about on his path. Well, and you may be quite naive in your enterprising, but at least it is with a pure heart and a pure soul. She sort of gets kind of flinty-eyed when she says that. And the last card she pulls just looks like a disembodied hand carrying a large sword with a crown on it. It's an Ace of Swords. It appears you also have a very serious decision to make. But beware. This decision could go poorly if not made well.
Insightful.
A 7 pence.
Slide 7 pence. Well,
Is there anything else I can do for either of you? Then get out of the seats. I have more customers.
bless.
Do you vacate your seats, or does she have to push you out of them?
We get up and out.
Madame
Ew.
DuPont is powerful.
Ugh.
I literally just read some tarot cards there. It was fun. Anyway, anything else you two bros would like to do on your pub crawl?
Pub crawl.
There's only one pub in Tantrum. Come on.
They go out, take a walk around, come back in.
Is that a hand raise, Savvy?
I decided I'm serious. Can I spend a resolve token to have Grover's mom show up?
Yes. Grover, are you amenable
Can
to
I?
this?
Yeah.
All right.
Have
Savvy.
this token.
Take a token.
I don't care what happens. I just want her to show up. She's my favorite.
Oh, so several pints in, gentlemen. You know, like our cravats are like untied, and you know we're the smokes are coming out, and things are getting real raucous. Grover, you swear you hear a voice behind you go, Grover, what are you doing? And you turn around, and it's your mom at the pub while you're drunk.
Oh, mother, hello. What are you doing here?
I was stopping in for dinner since it made no sense to do anything formal and sit down as you were out, and here I find you.
Yes,
Would you
here you
introduce
find
me? Introduce me to your friend?
Certainly. Theo! Theo! I think is looking over,
Are
but Theo's
we-
probably just right there.
Oh god, I gotta figure out how drunk am I.
How drunk are you?
Extremely.
I do already have the negative tag of being a drunkard.
Yeah.
Do that.
Grover, I'm right here, friend.
Oh,
I've never left.
well, of course. Mother, this is the Honorable Mr. Theophilus Wilmot. Oh, I suppose I shouldn't give you the honorable title. That actually means something around here.
Mr. Wilmot?
Madam Shelton, a pleasure to meet you. I believe we've met before.
Oh, yes, probably at a party. Yes, so many people. Well, are you two getting on well?
Just a few drinks between friends, ma'am. Tries to straighten himself up to make it look like they weren't drinking that much, but there's like 8 tankards between them.
Yes, just a few. Why don't I get the next round? Shall I?
You don't have to, Mother.
Oh,
No,
but I
I-
would love to.
I
I'll
couldn't
speak to
impose,
Mr.
I-
Watt. No. I'll speak to Mr. Watt about getting me that dinner, and I'll join you. Great. And she goes up to the bar. Gets
she walks up
what
to the
appears to
bar.
be 2 ales and a glass of red wine, and puts in an order for dinner. She gets just like, pretty sensible, like little side dinner, like, was that farmer's special, shepherd's pie, all that good stuff. And yeah, she brings you your next round. She sits down with her wine and she just, starts to ask you about your day.
As
How's everything
she's
going?
at the bar, Theo will lean across the table and just put Grover's head between his hands, like his cheeks. How much trouble are you going to be in if we run right now?
Probably far more than if we let her join us.
Just 2 gentle slaps on the side of the face to try and sober him up. I think this might be the worst trial yet.
There we are. Boom. She just sort of clanks him down. To life, to liberty, to better in than out. Yes? Clink. And she'll down half of her glass in one go.
You wonder where I got it from.
And if you are amenable, your mom will have her dinner and get drunk with y'all.
Just trying to think if now we can spend resolve tokens for it to make sense to have the others join us for this spectacle.
I'm going to spend all of my tokens just making Grover's mom show up places.
If
Grover,
there's
is the-
anything else in particular we want to add to this interesting endeavor.
Grover is the cool mom.
She really is, though. Otherwise, you get sloshed with your mom. She makes sure that Theo gets home safe because she's a mom. And you guys take your carriage, because she took the carriage, of course. Mm-hmm. Take your carriage back in at probably an indecent hour. Like it's probably, the sun is probably rising at this point.
Theo will squint as he's at the doorstep at the rising sun. I've got mass in a few hours.
Lovely. Why don't we go ahead and move on to... Oh, we did need to have a conversation between our Keating sisters, it seems. So why don't we do that, and then maybe we'll take a quick break. But how would you like to set this up, Miss Vernice?
Well, so we don't have to play it out, but the conversation that Vernice has with the Marquis, do we want to just say how that went? Because my assumption was not well.
I would say that he would let her go ahead and speak, and then be waiting to hear that she would be withdrawing her desire to propose. But if she did say that she would like to continue with this proposal, he would say that it seems to be that this may not be the best fit.
Okay. All right. So then I think it's back at their estate, which I don't think we've named that one either.
Do we have a name for that one? I don't think we do.
I don't think so.
We'll make it up.
It's the boring estate.
Well, only half boring. Aurora's there too.
True.
I think you underestimate how boring Vernice is.
Why do you think Aurora's always with Raleigh?
Yeah. So I think it's Vernice coming in, Aurora probably lounging somewhere, and Vernice is buttoned up very properly. She comes in, then just sort of undoing her doublet or her coat and hanging it up, kind of more frustrated and a little huffy as she comes in. Probably
Aurora's
sister's attention.
Actually in she has they're in the salon, and she has the sort of that stirrup sit that you can get into to help you get into your riding boots. She's sort of sitting there. She's got one boot almost on. What on earth is your problem?
Oh, shouldn't you be out somewhere?
I'm about to be, but you look sour. I know you don't eat citrus. What happened to you?
Everyone keeps bringing that up. I don't know why
It's
it's
very odd.
That isn't the problem. I just had a discussion with the Marquis regarding my intentions with the Countess. And it did not go over well.
I would imagine so. Pulling on her second shoe.
Why do you say that?
Go. No reason, just idle gossip. But I know you don't want to hear about that. Just me and my gossip. La, la, la.
She moves over and sits in one of the chairs across from where Aurora's getting tied up and says, "I'll bite. Tell me."
Are you sure? It's rather dreadful.
Aurora, please.
Fine. From what I hear, the Countess has a bow. Not a proper bow, mind you, but, well, I like to call him Church Mouse.
I saw her with someone as I was entering the Marquis' estate.
Yay, hi, messy hair. Very strong.
Mr. Wilmot.
Yes, that's the one. Apparently, he's actually been thrown out of the parsonage and is now working for the colonel or something. But it's rather scandalous. In fact, I didn't think the little mouse had it in him.
Can't be serious. I mean...
Am I ever truly serious?
I'd expect something like this. I mean, Lord knows, with people like Mr. Addison gallivanting about town, it's soon to catch on, and people are to do all sorts of improper things, but...
Oh, you give Raleigh way more credit than he deserves. Raleigh just brings it to the surface. It's already there.
I don't disagree with you giving him more credit than that blight on this community deserves, but...
You might as well come to a lovely party, dear. Loosen you up a little bit. Have a little fun. For once.
I have no interest in attending those abominations.
Well, I have no interest in attending to this conversation much longer, as I am quite bored. She's putting on her...
Do you know who it is that... It can't be Mr. Wilmot that the Marquis spoke of. Apparently, there's a better prospect in town for his daughter, for the Countess.
The
reasoning for my
say.
sour mood, as you put it.
I'm sure it would have to be someone that hadn't necessarily been in the pool previously, as you were somehow the winner in that regard. So who's been new? And who's worth it?
Well, this all did come about after the Colonel arrived. And the Marquis
Colonel
seemed...
would be quite a catch. And I have heard that, well, your lovely's family, may still have a great title, but I hear the money's running out. So, who knows? Maybe they get in with the likes of that and make themselves some pounds.
Still, putting your prospects in new money such as that is a great risk.
Sometimes it's worth it to diversify. But unless you wish to talk about portfolios, I really must be going, so...
I'd ask a favor of you, sister.
What?
I do so rarely. You don't think you can just indulge me this once?
Fine, we are blood after all.
I'm sure you'll be attending more parties and gatherings, and the coming weeks?
Well, Mr. Addison has put his usual parties on hold for now, something with his mother or some such, but yes, any other social events I'll be attending.
If you can, get to know this colonel, if they are the person who has caught the eye of the Marquis and perhaps the Countess. See what you can find out about them. I'm sure somebody that has risen through the ranks as quickly as she has must have some ill dealings in their closet.
Get to know her or get to know her?
However you choose to come about the information.
I suppose I can do this for you, but you owe me.
Fine.
Fine. I'm off to ride. And she sort
Carry
of
on, then.
flounces away. Excellent. Excellent. With that, with making our lives even more difficult, why don't we take a quick break? We have a couple other lovely visitations for you all, so stick around, but we'll take a quick bio break, refresh drinks, fan ourselves, because, oh boy, this is getting rough. But we will see you all shortly, and stick around. Welcome back, Internet. We are refreshed. We have had a bio break. I have more Dr. Pepper, which is what's in my veins at all times. I think we're ready to go.
Sponsor
All right.
us.
Sponsor.
We drink
waiting
so
on
much
you.
of you.
Yeah, thesaurus.com. Also, we're still waiting on that too.
Taurus,
So just
Netflix, Dr. Pepper. Who else do we need a
Everybody.
sponsorship from?
everybody. Today, apparently, Cheetos, Flamin' Hot. Yes, Cheetos, please. I eat a lot of Hi Chew. I've eaten an entire bag today. Sponsor.
Today's stream brought to you by Raid Shadow.
But that's all the mention you get until we see some money.
I digress. So, next up on our scene list, I believe we had, oh yes, the older siblings, Ms. Addison and Mr. Hammer. I believe we're going to have a meeting. Were we meeting for tea? Was this a business meeting? Did Mildred just storm in and demand to see her brother? What's going on?
Every meeting with Mildred is a business meeting. She doesn't have any other personality.
Set it up. Are we going to the Hammer estate? Is he coming to your place?
She might have to go to the Hammer Estate because
Yeah.
his doctor's probably still being like, no, you need to rest.
No, I think if she knew he was sick, which I assume she does, I assume someone told her, she probably just shows up.
Excellent.
I don't think she would do it to anyone else, but I think she would do it to Miles.
Excellent. She arrives. The butler escorts her to the salon. And would you like her to come up to your study? Would you like to meet her in the salon?
Would she wait for it? Because once he finds out that she's there, he'd be like, oh no, I have to set up tea or something. Or would she just storm into his study?
Mildred.
I think I don't know that she would like throw open the door or anything, but I think if he was putting her off, then you can probably hear her out in the hallway like scolding Benjamin.
Ma'am, he's wanting to get settled for your unannounced arrival, which is fine.
Benjamin, don't you play these games with me?
Yes, Mom. He will be ready shortly.
Yes, you tell him he has 5 minutes exactly.
5 minutes. Yes, Mom. And he will crack open the door, slide in. Mr. Hammer, sir, your sister is here and gives you 5 minutes before she breaks the door down.
Well, have you informed the kitchens yet? Are they
Yes, sir.
preparing tea?
They are preparing tea, sir.
All right. Well, I'll begin making my way down. Well, slowly get out of his chair. Probably has a cane that he hates to use.
Benjamin respectfully walks behind him, not to hold him up or anything, but just in case he falls.
Or so he can poison him more.
Stabbing him in the back with poison.
Just stabbing him.
Benjamin is far more sophisticated. Anyway, gestures you out of the study back toward the salon. Benjamin will go procure your tea.
And Benjamin, if you bring me up that cheap chamomile nonsense, I swear I will have you fired.
I asked for the oolong in specifically, Mum.
Excellent. I hear that's the tea the Queen prefers.
Yes, loose leaf. The last time those were at court, Mum.
Wonderful.
All right, and he'll very much scurry out of the room.
Always have it on hand, because you never know when Her Majesty will drop in.
Indeed. So, what is all this? How are you feeling?
Quick question: is Miles allowed to call Mildred Millie, or is it strictly Mildred?
You brother and sister, you can say whatever you want.
I don't think she likes it, but...
Now, Millie, I'm sure you've heard by now. People have been saying I'll keel over for years, and this time it's just this damnable cough has been sticking around.
Yes, I think you've had this damnable cough for 6 months or so, Lord forgive me. Are you getting enough sunlight? He's gonna get up and throw open all the curtains.
Barely get any time out of the sunlight. It's only when the sun goes down that I'm not in the sun's light like a plant.
Now, you really ought to spend some time out in the garden.
Yes, but my desk is in the garden, and it's just so much more difficult to get paperwork done when the wind's blowing things around.
How much paperwork could you possibly have to do?
This estate, until this cough took over, I was still handling everything myself, more or less.
Have Benjamin do it.
I suppose Benjamin is capable enough, but still, I don't trust anyone but myself, you know that.
I do. So, I heard my son was here recently.
Yes.
Fortunate.
Oh?
Well, for him, I imagine.
Well, perhaps less so than you think. Not only did I call on dear Raleigh, I also called on Mr. Wilmot to attend me at the same time. As things stand, given your son's most recent buffoonery.
Embarrassment, you can call it.
Yes, quite. I informed them both that they are, as things currently stand, on equal footing to be named my heir. Now, again, given this cough, my lawyers insist on making sure my will is up to date.
I imagine so. You really put young Theo in the running for your entire estate. If this is some cruel joke you're playing on the boy.
Well, at first I had elevated him to give Raleigh a bit more of a kick, but I have been keeping an eye on what Mr. Wilmot has been doing.
And what is that?
Well, aside from recently losing his spot at the parsonage, I have seen what he's done to try and make a man of himself. After that, he was recently employed here for a short time before he apparently found better employment with that new colonel in town.
So I've heard. quite unorthodox.
Yes, well, I had some of my staff ask around, and apparently she was also at the orphanage at the same time as him, so I suppose they go back quite a ways.
Well, he did good work for you while he was here, I assume.
Well enough, he did, despite switching employers, he did follow through on setting up a contract between myself and the Marquettes for sourcing manure from them.
I assume that's good.
Yes, much better business arrangement, and at least all his shit's good for something.
Oh, heaven forgive me for even being in your presence.
What can I say? I'm a dying old man. I can say what I want.
Oh, I thought your cough was going away, little brother.
I will take what advantages I can and play everyone around me like a fiddle for as long as I am able.
Even I would cheers to that. This is the most interesting position you find yourself in.
Yes.
Leaving everything to my son would be ill-advised. At this point, leaving everything to young Theo, he's a hard worker, would be most unorthodox.
Yes, well, I suppose in the hypothetical situation that I were to name Mr. Wilmot my heir, might need to kind of look around, make sure there aren't any servants hovering around, actually acknowledge the lad.
Oh, I imagine so.
It's, well, you obviously understand why I am loath to do that.
I understand it. Do not like it. Theo is a good boy, a hard-working boy, and he is your boy.
Yes, well, that is... I'm not proud of the way that I have handled this situation, but I do not think it does me no good to acknowledge him as things currently stand, but perhaps if I truly am on my deathbed...
What good
What
do you
will I
need?
have
You're
to
a
do
dying
is-
old man.
I'm not dead yet. I feel fine, let's go for a walk.
You're only mostly dead.
I'll get better.
Either way. Don't string the boys along for too long. Neither of them deserve that. They're both in precarious positions. They deserve to know what's what, especially if they're going to be running this dump.
It's not a dump, it's... Well, perhaps the plaster is falling down in some of the unused guest rooms, but why, we're still nearly the rival of the Spices and the Addisons.
You really ought to let Benjamin hire someone. And you really ought to come to Mass more often.
Yes, well, as long as I'm stuck with this infernal cane, I do not think I will be showing myself much in public.
Vanity is a sin, you know.
Fair enough, but if I show weakness out and about, it'll just bring the vultures circling in even closer.
Alright, all the other illegitimate children you haven't told me about.
Pretty sure I would remember if there were others.
Regardless, be kind to the boys.
You truly would not advocate for your own son to receive the inheritance.
My son is an adult, and he is his own man. And he will earn what he gets based on his own merits, not on mine.
Good to see marrying that Addison man didn't remove too much of the hammer from you.
Only in public, dear.
Tea is served. More chit chat. Anything else for this particular visitation?
Just a lot of complaining.
Throw down a resolve token.
What? What was that?
I'd like to throw down a resolve token.
Yes.
Grover's in the closet.
Hello, your hands.
Would you like a painting of this moment?
I don't know if it either goes to Mildred or Lord Hammer, but
Mhm.
what's his name? The butler, along with the tea, serves a medicine for Lord Hammer.
Gasp.
And
Mildred
are you gonna
notices
kill
it.
Mr. Hammer?
No,
And he dies.
Then he dies. Whoa.
It's like that really slow acting poison that just deteriorates the body. So you need to take regular doses or else it's gonna fade off.
Absolutely. I think we could do that. I would say that would go to Mr. Hammer, I think. So it wouldn't go to Grover's tokens. You'd put it on Mr. Hammer's tokens.
You need to remember that we can spend resolve tokens from our
You
connections.
can spend
Right.
resolve tokens for your connections.
Grief.
There's so many.
There are so many. Do I notice? Would Mildred notice?
I mean, if you want to have Mildred play a resolve token to notice.
I mean, she would at least notice that there's a medicine served, but if there's...
Oh, I
guess the
figure
resolve is
Benjamin
insufficient.
would probably also say, and sir, your medicine.
She's a longtime mom. She probably knows what medicine for a cough looks like.
Sure.
I bet it ain't that. Old Benji.
Is it? You gonna spend the token? Huh?
Yeah.
Sure.
Someone take
yes.
this token.
That would go to, I guess it'd go to Benjamin? Oh my god.
Here,
He's already, Here, Benjamin, take it.
Let me
So
notice
I
you
just
killing a man.
created Benjamin, and he gets another token. Wonderful. I need
A
to
couple of
spend-
sessions ago, I'm pretty sure we had like Bigfoot or something, and now it's a murder mystery.
That's a murder mystery.
It was Bigfoot this entire time. Check Benjamin's shoe size.
Benjamin rips off his face. Ah, it's a
He's
lie.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, we are 4.5 sessions into this game. So much has happened.
So much has
I don't
happened.
know what's going on.
See how much you can get done when you don't have to roll dice and do math.
It's so true. Oh man. Yes, we can say generally, like for a cough, something of that nature. It'd usually be like some sort of like something honey based, with some other herbs and things in it. So like maybe like a thick syrup or something. This doesn't seem to be that. It's some sort of like liquid, like cordial, and he seems to be like pouring it into his tea.
Oh, Benjamin, leave the vial here, please.
Oh, Mum, we got it from the physician. I keep it in the kitchens when needed.
Yes, just leave it for a little bit. I would like, in case my dear, beloved younger brother ever deigns to visit my estate again, I would like to have some on hand.
He sort of looks to Mr. Hammer. If that is all right, sir.
Oh, just give it the damn thing or I'll never hear the end of it.
Yes, sir. Here you are, Mum.
Thank you, darling.
And so he sort of holds onto it a bit longer than he should when passing it over, but eventually lets it go. Mum, sir. And he scurries out of the room.
Spend a resolve token to have Benjamin try and figure out how to kill Mildred now.
I was just
This
gonna-
is the story
Resolve
now.
token, He has a gun.
He has a gun.
I'd let you do that, Mom.
That's the
It's a
third movie in
hostage
the series.
situation.
2 knives and a gun.
We're going off the rails and I love it.
No, this is the story now.
This is the story now.
This is what, like the C plot?
Oh my god, this is like the E plot.
I don't
the
know,
Q plot.
but I'm really into it.
I'm all about. If everyone else is okay with this, then are we all right with now Benjamin realizes that he has to get rid of Mildred as well because she's too nosy?
Don't you fucking dare. I will end you.
Sorry, I
I'm
killed your
down with
mom.
Oh,
Raleigh doesn't care. I'm just kidding. He loves his mom.
Mumsy!
Mumsy.
I'm just wondering, because we mentioned before, if this starts veering too far off romantic comedy, how do we bring it back on?
I think
We'll
we
get
can
there.
have a little murder comedy.
Yeah, murder comedy
Goes
fine.
into the farce a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a
Nobody
little bit.
actually dies in this.
No. We'll make it happen. So I guess that one also goes to Benjamin. You all are giving the villain way too many tokens right now. I am
Listen,
just saying.
We're 5 episodes in. He needs to catch up.
We're 5 episodes in. We just made him up, and he has 4 tokens. I'm just throwing that out there.
Just saying, if this was on Netflix, we're 5 episodes in, there's only like 4 episodes left, and we just met the villain.
But where do I
And
source
that
my results
is what you
token
call
from?
pacing. But anyway,
Does it come from Miles or from the Grover pool? You know, I want to see Grover's Deadpool, but that's a whole other thing. Grover pool.
I would say from Grover's pool. You can throw that from Grover's
Yeah.
pool. That's fine.
And by Grover pool, I mean Grover from Sesame Street.
Oh, of course. I'm Grover. All right. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Okay, so we will end the scene with having left the cordial in the hands of Mildred. The 2 older siblings are talking and enjoying themselves, and just outside, you see the conniving, shifty eyes of Benjamin Collingwood. I had to look up his name because we literally just created him.
Of Grover painting the scene.
Yes, of the Sesame Street puppet Grover. Oh man. Oh, okay, we got this. But yes, Benjamin's now out for both of these folks, and we've got this. Okay, what's up next? Up next we have. Yes. The Colonel coming to call. So, this would have left like a calling card the day before to prepare. Sent a servant over, and the Colonel comes in all her glorious splendor. Is let in by the staff, is brought into the salon, and you come on in, Countess, and you see her seated there. She's brought a book with her, it appears, and is already having some tea.
Colonel.
Your Honor.
Lovely to see you.
again. She'll sort of curtsy for you and sort of put her hand out, which seems appropriate for people courting. Sort of leads you to a seat.
Thank you.
Tea.
Yes, please.
Sort of pours it for you, hands you a biscuit, passes it over.
Thank you.
Of course.
I see you've brought a book. What is it that you like to read?
Oh, I actually quite a fan of as scandalous as it may be, quite a fan of fiction. However, this is rather boring. It's work related, some schematics of new machinery that we're putting into the mill, and I won't bore you.
It really is always work with you.
Well, there are things that I do well, and I try to do them as often as possible.
Well, next time you must bring a novel.
Absolutely. Is there anything in particular that you care to read?
I don't know. I do quite enjoy fiction myself. It's kind of nice to look through someone else's eyes for a bit.
That I can understand.
Well, perhaps we can share. Or, you can tell me a novel you like, and I'll read it, and we can talk about it.
That would be lovely. I think the last that I was perusing was Gulliver's Travels.
I haven't read it. I imagine it's on a shelf somewhere.
Oh, I won't tell you too many parts of the plot, but there are very large people and very small people, and it's very fantastical. I'll let you read it.
Oh, I will. We can talk about it. You did say we should find something to talk about.
Books? Yes, I think books would be very appropriate. Sort of looks at any of the servants in the room. Do we require a audience?
Thank you, darlings. That will be all.
So they'll go ahead and bow out of the room.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I
Put on a good show.
Well, it sounds very arrogant in my head, but I tend to forget they're there.
I unfortunately am quite the opposite. I am painfully aware of their presence at all times. Well, how are you?
Good, I suppose. Mr. Wilmot came by.
Really?
Yes. On business, gathering a delivery for Mr. Hammer's estate, but he came by.
I believe one of the last, in fact. He's just come on over at the Stag and is, of course, doing brilliantly.
Good. Well, my recommendations of him to you were truthful. He is a hard worker.
You were quite right. He has quite an eye for colour and texture, I would say.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I may be overstepping myself, but is there... Call me a romantic, I suppose, but... Is there any message you'd like me to pass on? A letter, perhaps? Or should we perhaps arrange for you to call upon me, and perhaps it will also be Mr. Wilmot's day off?
Well, I think it only fair. You have now come, and I've hosted you. You've come to my estate. I've hosted you here. It's only fair that perhaps I now visit you and give you the opportunity.
I think that would be lovely. Are you sure you're all right? I would feel that you would be happier about this particular arrangement.
I am very happy. You will keep what I say in confidence. Yes, Theo is your
course.
friend.
Yes, one of my earliest, and it's very nice to have him again come about in my life. Fate is funny that way, I suppose.
I worry for him. He makes all these plans and he says all these wonderful things, and I worry that he doesn't see past the very next step he's taking.
When one is unsure of their future, the next step ahead is all one can really see. Unfortunately, he has not yet had the license or ability to be a part of the society that we are both lucky enough to walk among. This is something that I have stressed upon him that we need to remedy immediately if this endeavor of ours is to take place. If you see paths, steps toward your future, share them with him. Perhaps planting that seed will help him to also see it.
I suppose I've never really known what it's like, not knowing what I'm doing next. It's sort of new ground for me.
I can imagine that having one's life planned out at every moment can also be quite stifling.
Incredibly.
The grass always being green, I suppose.
Thank you.
Of course.
I know you are a dear friend of Theo's, but I do hope you can be a friend of mine too.
I hope so as well. Again, he does have fine taste.
You fancy a game of chess?
Absolutely. Oh, wasn't I supposed to teach you checkers, however?
Oh dear.
Come on. Take the beating now to be easier later.
Well, I suppose if you're up for the challenge.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'll even let you win one. But I won't tell you which one it is.
Don't patronize me, Colonel.
Never.
Come. I have a set in the garden.
Lovely. They can run and play chess. Yay! All right. Oh, Countess.
What am I doing now?
You're having what I assume will be a much less lovely meeting.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe, yeah. I want to say we'll give you a day to recover from, hanging out with the Colonel. So let's say you come down rather early. Actually, not really expecting anyone yet. To have one of your servants. Excuse me, Mum. You have a visitor? She says she had an appointment.
Well, who is it?
Well, it's the fortune teller from town. DuPont or something.
This early? Yes.
It's what I said as well, Mum, but she was rather insistent.
All right. Well, I was going to say prepare some tea.
I have, Mum, and biscuits, and cake, and fruit, and lemonade. It's been a very long morning.
Well, perhaps set everything out, show her to the study, and take the afternoon off.
She's already there, Mum, and eaten half of it already.
Take the afternoon and evening off.
Thank you, Mum. She'll run away.
Go see her.
You step in. She looks a little different than her normal attire. She's usually decked out in colorful scarves and things of that nature. She has on a rather lovely silk frock. Rather a couple of lovely jewels about her neck. She looks like she's showing off a little bit, not gonna lie. However, she is just like over her food as if someone's about to steal it from her and just like taking it in.
Madame DuPont.
Hello.
Pardon me, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Not at all. It's your house. Good to see you, Your Honor.
You as well. You look so lovely in the morning sun.
Your complexion shines this morning.
Well, to what do I owe the pleasure of your company?
Oh, I think you know quite well.
Well, I'm not the fortune teller.
Hardwell. Fine. Is there anyone about in the house, or are we rather alone?
Oh, rather alone.
Lovely. I know of your flirtations and your meetings with that, what is he? Parson? Whatever. Mr. Wilmot? Don't think that would look very well upon you, would it, Countess?
Are you angling for something, my dear?
Of course.
Then
Someone's
tell me
not
what.
angling for money, of course. And perhaps a couple of introductions around town.
I'm not accustomed to dealing with blackmailers or shrews, Madame Dupont.
Oh, even better. I'll just settle it all for you. I will take £500 and an introduction to your father and anyone else that seems appropriate. Perhaps a new colonel in town.
Oh, I imagine my father and the colonel both would be delighted to meet someone with such a charisma and a skill set as yours. However, I don't imagine, based on your other entanglements and events in the places you find yourself, that even if the slander you place against me were true, I don't know that anyone would really believe it.
I would like to play a resolve token. And I would like for, if you are amenable, you did not see it at the time, because he didn't exist yet, but the person that she was in the bushes with at the maze was Benjamin.
Benjamin!
Cottingwood. And they both saw you. Are you amenable to this?
Well, now if I don't go along with it, I'm also gonna get murdered. Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Go ahead and take a token.
Great.
I will get rid of one of Madame Dupont. Madame Dupont don't have any more tokens. All right.
Benjamin, can I borrow a token?
Yeah, Benjamin, help me out, baby. Well, my dear, of course, I wasn't the only one. A very well-respected steward of the neighborhood was also there that evening and can corroborate my story.
Oh, do tell. I love rumors.
Oh no, I'm keeping that one quite secret. Suffice it to say, if they don't believe me, they will believe him.
Well, keep your secrets and receive an introduction to the Colonel and £200.
£400.
And we leave my father out of this.
For £450, the Marquis will know nothing.
Fine. You've eaten £50 worth of cake anyway.
If you allow me to stay here for much longer, I'll take care of the rest. She'll sort of take another cake and go.
She says loudly, so everyone who's probably listening at the door can hear. Of course, my dear. Stay as long as you like. It is always a pleasure to have you here at the estate.
Thank you ever so much. But I do have another engagement, so I do appreciate your hospitality as always, Your Honor. And we'll see each other again soon.
Of course, I cannot wait.
She'll sort of, stand up, curtsy, sort of get parallel with you and very quietly say, I expect the money at the Greybeard Tavern by tomorrow evening, or else I tell everything.
I spend a resolve token at this moment to have Grover barge in, having spent the evening at the Atterwood Estate doing a painting, and see this, probably heard, the loud thing being said, assumed that they were leaving, comes in and sees, the whispering, and is like, well, what's going on here?
Yes.
I'm amenable to that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. Give Madden to pop more. Okay.
Can I spend a resolve token to have
Bring it.
Grover have heard that Rose and Theo were spotted?
Oh, so Grover heard
Gasp.
everything. How do we feel about that?
I feel great about it.
Okay, so
I feel-
here we go. The servants left the room, and then as soon as the servants left the room, Grover's like, why is she taking a private thing? And so he went over to the door and heard everything.
I feel great about everything everyone spends tokens on in this game. I live for this.
So Grover will hear the loud proclamation of, oh, you can say as long as you like. It's like, okay, something's up. The Countess, I was hoping to speak to you. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't know you had company.
It's quite all right, Mr. Shelton. Madame Dupont was just leaving.
Yes, of course. Oh, I remember you, Mr. Shelton. I believe we saw each other a couple of days ago. Do hope that you make that decisive decision very soon.
We shall see. My understanding was that there wasn't any particular timeline on the reading you gave, just that it would be in the future.
Well, the future is as you make it. Isn't that right, Countess?
Always so wise.
Well, I must be off. Other engagements, you see. Your Honor, Mr. Shelton. And she will sashay away.
And Grover's seen it before. Boy, that smile that stops right here.
Panic eyes or angry eyes?
Oh, it's angry eyes.
Okay.
Grover will go and close the doors behind Madame Dupont more forcefully than is required. I do believe some of the things Mr. Wilmot said to me on our evening out are making more sense now.
What?
Perhaps we should sit down, maybe even go out into the garden, because then I came and I overheard that, so we should find somewhere where you really won't be overheard.
Yes, I would like to get some air. I am starting to wonder. I thought maybe we should do coffee instead of tea because it was so early, and now I'm starting to wonder if it's too early for wine.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to that, but most of society would say it's too early. But we'll open his coat and show that there's a flask in there.
Screwdrivers then. Wonderful. Some citrus and a stroll in the garden.
Two things you can't get from Miss Vernice Keating.
It seems you know quite a lot, Mr. Shelton.
I have seen many things and am only just now putting the pieces together.
Well, come. I'll have them fetch us drinks. We can sit in the garden and speak frankly.
I think that would be good, and I am more than happy to lend an ear to your troubles if you would find me suitable company.
I suppose we shall see.
Now, I suppose I should start things off by just saying I am fully in support of you, certainly as my patron, but also I hope as a friend, or at least a friendly acquaintance. And also, Mr. Wilmot and I have struck up quite the friendship.
So you've said. Tell me how this came about.
Oh, part of it originated from him commissioning me for some of my art, but
Ah,
it, evolved from there as we are both, lower down in the echelons of high society, and, observing from beneath.
this is quite the situation we find ourselves in.
Yes, and yes, it is quite the situation. Like I said, I'm still putting pieces together, wrapping my head around it. But
I imagine you have questions. Mr. Shelton, if what you say is true and you consider me a friend, and you, as opposed to apparently anyone else, can keep what is said in this garden to yourself, I will answer them.
certainly, it is unfortunate that you find yourself bereft of people who can keep a secret, but perhaps you should get Mr. Wilmot to grow you taller hedges.
It comes with the territory, I'm afraid. So, what is it you wish to know?
I suppose the first thing would be, is there anything I can do to help?
Unless you can, I don't know, keep Madame Dupont and her ilk from ever contacting me ever again, probably not.
I don't know that there's anything I could do personally, but the Colonel and I have reached a bit of a friendly acquaintanceship as well, and perhaps her military connections might be able to do something in that regard. Though I imagine you would have more sway with her than I, given the maneuverings of your father.
My father, for all his talk, is a simple man.
I suppose that does raise the question, does the Colonel know, or does she believe that she is to be your betrothed?
She knows.
That makes several things easier. Both for you and for me. But I suppose the next thing is when you and I were out having drinks the other evening, he did allude to some things that he wanted to get me in the loop. I imagine this is what he was talking about.
I imagine so.
Should probably let him know that I have been clued in.
Oh yes, I imagine we shall have a chat.
Seem rather distraught that there were things he could not discuss.
Yes, I imagine it's quite troublesome.
Suppose there are actually some things I might be able to do to help in this manner. Just so happens that I am in the process of finishing up some paintings, some of which may help sway opinion of certain personages in social circles, but will also free me up to begin some new works, perhaps ones that paint Mr. Wilmot in a much better light.
Literally. You would take your time to do that, rather than your, what are they calling it? Your magnum opus?
It's, well, could very well be my magnum opus if I do this, but, truth be told, I have no idea what the bloody hell my magnum opus is supposed to be.
Well, if I've heard correctly, the commission that Mr. Wilmot has asked of you for his beloved cousin might very well be your greatest work yet.
Ah, so you've heard of this.
Yes.
Well, it's certainly an interesting piece, but I do not think I could display it in public enough for it to be my magnum opus.
Well, I think Mr. Addison would do that for you.
Would he?
I think you will find that the man loves nothing more in this world than himself.
I shall certainly take that sentiment and put it into my art. Yes, I would be happy to use whatever services I'm able to help you, Mr. Wilmot. And after all, you are my patron, but you are both my friends.
We would both be very grateful, Mr. Shelton. Truly.
There is another matter of sorts, actually. Why I came to the study to seek you out.
Of course.
Actually does somewhat have to do with Madame DuPont as well. As I alluded to when Mr. Wilmot and I were out on the town a few nights ago, she was at the local pub, Greybeard's Tavern. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It might be too lowbrow for your standing.
I'm aware.
Yes, quite. Well, she had set up shop, doing her whole fortune teller shtick. And in a tarot reading that she did for me, was about, a matter of the heart and making a decision.
Oh?
Yes. I don't know if you are aware, but Miss Keating and I have had a relationship, might be too much of a word, but we have met a couple times at various events and functions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose I would like to ask your opinion on, is that likely to go anywhere, or is it something just for fun?
With Aurora Keating.
Yes, in my mind, I'd been wondering if you might be concerned that it was Miss Vernice Keating, but I guess that would have been, one, just unimaginable, but two, less of concern now that you are no longer, that she's no longer one of your suitors.
Oh, you know about that too?
Well,
Do you just hide in the closets around everyone's estates, or...?
no, but people tend to forget I'm there when I'm doing my painting.
A skill I wish I had. No, I would not think such of Miss Vernice Keating. I imagine she even sleeps buttoned up in her suits. Aurora, an interesting character. I could not tell you her heart. She is flighty, fleeting, always looking for the next most exciting thing. But I don't know, my sister speaks highly of her. And, well, Amelia can be flighty of her own accord, but I do not think for her faults that Miss Keating has ill intent. I just imagine you have to remain interesting.
That is reassuring to hear. Thank you. As I mentioned, with the tarot reading, there was another person in consideration, which, well, I was wondering how to bring them up to you before I overheard what I heard. But
The Colonel.
yes, is it that obvious?
Yes.
Just wonder if I even have a chance with her, though we are both new money. Given your father's interest in her, she is clearly far better positioned than I.
She's a competent woman. Mind for business. And a kind soul, I think. It is not the, well, status-wise, the safe option. Never will be. I don't know. I can tell you, titles and money and business and courtship and all of those things I can tell you about. I cannot tell you what you feel.
Well, I suppose before I knew all this, part of what I was going to come to was ask, how do you court a high society lady? Not exactly something I learned growing up, but it seems like if you are, well, publicly courting the colonel, but secretly doing so otherwise, I may need some lessons in that regard as well, if I am to attempt to woo the colonel while she maintains the facade of courting you.
It seems you've made your decision then.
Well, I suppose I have.
Well, I'm always here to help out a friend. I don't think you will find the colonel to be the typical high society lady.
No, not at all. We already had lengthy conversation about that when I did her portrait.
You should speak to her. Do you read, Mr. Shelton?
On occasion, though most of my time is taken up with my work.
I'll give you free reign of our library. She quite likes fiction.
It's good to know. Any titles in particular?
She told me. Gulliver's Travels. I haven't read it, but she says it's good.
Yes, I do believe I've heard a tale or two of that. I think there's something about itty bitty little people and one big giant man.
Apparently. Well, if you can find it on the shelves, refresh yourself. If not, I'm sure I can find you a copy somewhere.
That would be most kind of you. As I said before, if there's anything I can do to support you and Mr. Wilmot, just let me know.
Theo needs a friend. Well, one he can really talk to.
I shall endeavor to do so. Hopefully it won't take so much alcohol in order to get him talking this time.
Whatever works, I suppose.
Well, that's just lovely. We made it to the end of our list. Is there any additional scenes after all this so we feel like we need to throw in there? All set? Look at that! We did it! We got through all that! I'm so proud of us. All right. Buckle your seats, kids. It's time for reputation. Here we go. Here we go. Whip out those family sheets.
Gosh, I didn't think we'd need these.
I know, right? I'll give you a moment. Again, reputation for this past novel chapter, of which there has been a lot. Plenty of fodder to choose from. I have thesaurus.com ready for us. Again, please sponsor our show. So if we need words, we can grab those as well. And why don't we start? We'll start from the bottom. Mwaha. Sorry, Alex. How did old Grover fare this time around? Positive, negatives, going neutral, so no tags either way.
Leaning more towards neutral, even if there's more actions in the negative tag thing, even if they were for good reasons, good causes, like acted in contravention of society's conventions and just like storming in and assuming to be, equals with the countess in order to lend her an ear, or acted in an uncouth, low-class, or vulgar manner, getting wasted at the tavern until the sun came up.
Totally up to you. Given the circumstances of all those particular events, no one was really calling you out for any of that behavior, considering they were doing it too.
Yeah.
So totally up to you.
So probably just neutral this time.
Neutral. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, we'll go to RJ.
I think same hat, plus minus 0.
Pretty neutral this time around?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Let me see. Take a little look-see here. We're humble origins. I could say that you sacrificed or denied your own desires to please someone of higher rank by allowing Annette to come and drink with you. I'm just throwing that one out there. But if you feel neutral is more appropriate, go for it.
That would give me a third positive tag, and I haven't had one of those yet.
Hey!
Accommodating?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Third one, accommodating. So then we'll go to your character role, which is the dependent. So now you're positive. You have 2 options. You have angelic temperament. Choose one connection you depend upon. When this boon is active, this connection is devoted to you and believes you can do no wrong. Or stay with us. You're a welcome guest in any household and may stay wherever you choose while this boon remains active. Both have so many fun possibilities.
I mean, Theo couch surfing would be really funny.
I think that would be hilarious, but also having a devoted connection could be very interesting.
Ooh,
Like, Amelia, I don't know.
But she already likes me.
She does, but this would be literally like, at your beck and call.
I don't want to use her like that, though. She's such a sweet
She
girl.
loves it! As long as she still gets to ride her horses, she's fine.
As long as she gets to ride her horses, be part of the drama,
Yeah.
and not snitch on her sister.
Exactly. She would never snitch.
Yeah, let's do that then. I like that.
All right. Let's do it.
Positive rep.
Got your positive. Awesome. Alrighty. believe next up. Oh, we do need to do a scene for that before the end as well. So we can set up a scene between you and Amelia, but we'll get through rep. Savvy.
Oh, I think it's negative.
And why is that?
Allowed others of lesser rank to talk down to you or treat you as an inferior.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Oh, does that put you?
That's
Where
my
does that put you?
third negative tag.
Oh man,
It's been a real roller coaster.
This is gonna be really interesting because you still have a third in the. So you're gonna have a positive and a negative rep.
I do, yeah. My positive condition hasn't really come up in a way that I can spend it. Gosh.
No, it's still in effect. I mean, you can keep it in effect as long as you'd like.
I know, and I'm trying to figure out what this negative business is going to be. But yeah, with the Madame DuPont, and then no offense, but in a more positive way, but I think just like sitting down and being like, okay, Grove, listen.
True.
We're gonna talk.
Let's see. Powerless, hesitant, fragile, wobbly.
I was
enervated.
I was thinking like, I don't know if fickle is the right word, but like something like that. What am I thinking of?
Thesaurus. For real, I think we need to start having.
Hard.
We need to start having like, I need like a DJ like morning show sound booth like little thing of like every time we go to a different part of the game we like hit it. You know, epistolary would be letters. We've got letters. You know, I'll put it together one day.
Thesaurus says inconstant, but something like that. I think like
Inconstant.
No, not temperamental. That's not what I mean. But like you know,
Flaky?
maybe flaky is good. Like wishy-washy,
Something
like
of those.
going back and forth.
Yeah.
I like flaky actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then for you,
Now I get a thing.
you get a thing. So the air, either black sheep.
I can't.
I
don't think I could do that one.
don't think that makes sense, honestly.
Now the other one goes directly against the condition I already have because it's
Yeah.
not marriage material.
Which is very interesting.
It is. You have proven yourself ungovernable, which I guess if Bernice is getting up to a bunch of shit, then
I think that could be a very interesting scene because right now the only suitor that you have is in cahoots with you and is doing it, you know, for your favor. So perhaps anyone else that maybe had an eye is gone. They out of there.
that's probably for the best.
And well, perhaps as punishment, we might set up a rather uncomfortable scene between Bernice and the Countess.
I love it. I'm all about it.
Cool.
Everyone is simultaneously in love with me and doesn't want to marry me.
I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate you.
She has switched positions and fuck, marry, kill.
Move down the line. I love it. All right. And Sean.
Well, this is pretty easy for me because Raleigh only had one scene.
I know, right?
So I was gonna go with deny your desires, made a sacrifice step. No, not that one. Well, yeah, I mean that kind of works. I mean, I think despite the nature of the conversation with Theo, they are giving up their desire to fuck Theo over and to undermine them for the sake of actually like getting the portion of the heritage that they need.
That's very true.
So I was going to go with a positive condition for, or a positive trait for that, which would put me at a positive reputation.
Exciting. Yeah, do it.
And I will also be in the position of having both a positive and a negative at the same time.
I love it. Y'all gotta start spending those because
I
those are gonna
forgot
be
about
fun.
I probably should have spent one of the negative ones during the conversation with Theo, but I didn't even consider it at the time. But yeah, so as far as like a tag, I don't know a good word
You
to
kind of
use.
sacrificed. He kind of acquiesced.
Pragmatic.
Yeah, I would say something like that, or like compromising.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like pragmatic or like prudent.
Pragmatic. Yeah, pragmatic or prudent.
Pragmatic.
Yeah, we'll go with
Yielding. Okay. I like pragmatic. That sounds good.
Okay, I'll go with that. And then for the condition,
Yes. Here's the fun part. Where you at, hedonist?
so the two I can choose from are high society. Your parties are notorious and start attracting very wealthy individuals. Or acts of daring, when you urge an intoxicated connection to do something reckless, embarrassing, or unusual, they will either do so or reveal to you the truth of why they won't.
Both of which could be interesting. Again, kind of I would say you could do either. I would say if you lean toward high society, perhaps you have someone that's been attending your parties that is willing to finance them as long as you are still running them. That could kind of accommodate that they're attracting very wealthy individuals. So
I like that.
You might not have the funds from Mumsy, but someone took notice and wants you to keep the party going.
I like that. Yeah, I'll mark that one. I realize I never marked on here my negative one, so go ahead and do that right now. Cool. Yeah, so high society.
Excellent. Oh man, we gotta make up a new person. So many people. All right, who is this slightly hedonistic, lively, partying, rich individual?
So, on this Regency generator thing, put this in Discord a while ago, there is a Regency sex symbol generator.
Excuse me, what?
Yep. And one of the ones I got was Richard Galloping Dick Ferguson.
What?
So this says he was initiated into highway robbery. Don't know if we need to do all that, but just that it gave that as their name.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, that's what folks call him. Oh my god. Okay. He likes to get rather intoxicated at parties and run around scantily clad with a hobby horse. So that's why they call him Galloping Dick.
You keep him away from my sister, I swear to God.
I simultaneously hate and love this man.
All right, done. I don't even have to do anything. It's just there. Okay, so this is, where is he? Richard Ferguson. We'll make him a lord. Why not? He's a lord. He stops in every once in a while. Lord.
He comes to town and is very distraught that there's no party scheduled.
Yeah. Galloping Dick Ferguson. Wonderful. So we'll have a quick scene about that. God damn it, RJ. RJ put something very inappropriate in our private chat and it made me gaggle. All right. I think we have enough time to maybe quickly go through these setup scenes for your all's tags, and then we will call it a night. So let's start with. Well, who wants to go first? I guess. RJ.
Theo comes calling at the Spice Estate on the offer that Roseman had, where it was discussing matters of the church. But instead of finding Roseman first, he goes out to the stables to find Amelia.
Mr. Wilmot. Hello.
Hi, Amy. I just wanted to thank you for all you've done and, well, just being very good about myself and your sister.
Well, of course. I may have gone a little overboard with the whole sprained ankle situation, but I'll get better, I promise. And, well, she always smiles after she sees you.
He will scratch the back of his head, kind of blushing a little. Well, that's not exactly why I also came out here to find you. I wanted to give you this, and he'll hand her a small potpourri bag of citronella. When you're out riding, it should keep the bugs away.
Thank you. That's very sweet. I meant to ask you, is there anything that I can do? Do we want to set up a signal? Like the pebbles at my window, like you could throw a pebble for me, and one is go get her, two is send her down into the grounds. We'll come up with a whole system. It would be so exciting.
Your sister will appreciate me throwing rocks at your window instead of hers, since I now know which window is hers.
Well,
but thank you for the offer, and I'll think about it.
It is all rather exciting. So I will do my part. I will keep quiet, but please let me know if there's anything I can do. I just want to see Rose happy.
Me too.
Thank you. Oh, and Sylvia says thank you too. She'll tuck it into her little saddlebag. Don't you, Sylvia?
For a resolve token, I will.
It was Sylvia the whole time.
And she pulls out 2 knives.
It was the horse. Oh, God. Oh, man. This is great. All right. Excellent. You have your angel. Who's up next? Rock, paper, scissors for it.
Is it only Savannah and I? Or does Grover want to?
None for me.
I mean, mine sounds like it'll be super short. We can do that one first.
Sure. You are called upon by a Lord Ferguson. And you recognize him, and he's already in good form, and it's only noon.
I'm assuming we're probably on a first name basis.
Oh yeah, you've probably seen his hobby horse, so yes, you guys are definitely on first name basis.
Richard,
Raleigh,
pleasure to see you. It's been too long.
Yes, that's exactly why I'm here. What in the devil has happened? Where are the parties? Where's the frivolity? It's just gone, and I am distraught.
I apologize. Did you not get my letter?
Oh, I got your letter.
Oh.
But I know for a fact that your mother is in spitting form, so what in the gods is happening?
Right. Well, it was a bit of a disagreement. You know how she is, I'm sure.
Religious, yes.
And unfortunately, I no longer have the manner of maintaining this. I'm at a severe lack of funds for maintaining this these events.
I see.
So for the meantime, until I am back in her good graces, or some other source of income falls my way, the gatherings will have to be postponed.
No, they won't, my friend. If all it requires is funds and a place to have it, I think I might have you covered, old sport. We'll just bring
Really?
everything to my place. You secure the invitations, you secure the party list, you come up with whatever you're going to come up with. I don't even ask, I just come. And I will take care of everything else.
Well, that is very generous of you, Richard. I don't know what to say. Of course.
Say you'll do it.
Absolutely. I will. We will. At your estate, I'm sure they will be far grander and more elaborate than anything we could have done at humble Battenmore. So,
Of course there will.
Yes, absolutely.
Can we do it in 5 days?
5 days. 5 days.
You can throw something together, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah. 5 days. It's 4 too many. Of course. I'll have it done.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Right. Well, I have some work to do then. Thank you.
Yes, coordinate with my steward. Let him know
will.
anything you need. We'll take it.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Good to see you, and can't wait, my boy. Can't wait. Capital.
Can't wait. Yes, capital. Just goes running out the door.
Take his hat, take his cane, and right on out of there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Last but not least.
EFFs.
We call that one save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Ayo.
Takes his cane and hobby horses out of there.
Hey.
He didn't even ride it on a horse. He literally he just put his hobby horse to the side. He got it out of the stables and then he rode out. Oh, my mind is a cartoon.
What
Anyway.
a good character.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for this. Oh man. We have, I think, a sad note to leave on. The Countess and Vernice. I don't know how this one would be set up. Does Vernice come by? Do they run into each other? You tell me.
So the nature of this reputation tag is losing the suitors, that the plethora of suitors that she had before.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah,
I think
it
I have an
is.
idea for that.
You have proven yourself ungovernable, and your suitors become wary or reluctant. So I wouldn't call it a permanent loss, but...
Yeah, I think what it is then is Vernice, a day or so later, after the events of speaking with the Marquis, calling upon the Countess at her estate. Around noon.
The staff already knows Miss Keating quite well. Brings her in, makes you aware. The same servant that came to you with Madame Dupont.
My sweet best girl, who we do need to give a name to at this point.
We'll name her. We will name her eventually. Your Honor.
Yes, darling.
Miss Keating is here. Miss Denise Keating. Should I bring the lemon cake?
No, I think just some tea.
Right. She looks well, but not in the best of spirits.
Well, if I can be honest with this Miss Keating, that doesn't mean a lot.
Yes, Mum. I'll bring the tea. She'll shuffle off.
Make her wait for a minute, and then go in. Miss Keating.
Countess, you're looking lovely today.
Thank you, you as well. It is Been a moment since I've heard from you.
And she's currently standing there, like sort of arms behind her back, just like in a very proper posture.
And she pulls out
And
2
she's-
knives.
Yeah, she stabs her. No, she says, "Yes, I've been quite busy the past few days. I'm sorry to drop in on you with such short notice, but there were matters I needed to attend to, and I believe this is a conversation that we should have, but it shouldn't be long. I won't keep you. I've spoken with your father, the Marquis, and he has advised that he believes that your prospects are better suited elsewhere. And for this reason, I believe it would be only proper for me to step aside in this matter and let you pursue who it is that has caught both your and your father's interests.
Well, I appreciate your forthrightness, as always, Miss Keating. I hope you trust that my father has my best interests at heart. I do hope this doesn't cause you much distress.
No. I was a bit taken aback by the news, but I understand such matters. He has your best interest at heart, and you need to pursue the avenues that are most appropriate for you. I believe I wasn't told outright that the newcomer, this colonel, might be the source of this development. It would be improper for me to ask that.
But you're asking anyway.
Well, that is why I ask. If you do not wish to tell, then I will drop the matter.
No, it is no secret. In fact, yes. My father and the situation has presented Colonel Breyer as a most suitable option for me, so I will be pursuing that for the near future.
Well, she seems like a upright woman and certainly has the attention of the town. So I do wish you your best in this courtship. Should things not work out, well, I hope that you will keep me in your thoughts.
As always, I appreciate your wisdom, Miss Keating. And should it not work out, I imagine you will have no trouble finding a match somewhere else.
We shall see. But as I said, I have other matters to attend to, and so I will leave you to your business. It was a pleasure seeing you, Countess.
And you.
And as she turns, she looks out the window and over the gardens, and she says, "By the way, I would say that the gardens of the estate are looking quite lovely. You must have a wonderful gardener. I would sure like to meet them sometime." And with that, she turns and she walks away.
Bernice doesn't hear it, but as she walks out, Rosamond under her breath is just like, "Oh, I hope whoever you marry makes their fortune on lemon trees."
And on that note, I think we can sum that up for the evening. We went a little over, but I do not regret it at all. Thank y'all so much for joining us, either live or on the YouTubes. Let's remind y'all where you can find us. You can find us here on the Twitch at twitch.tv/GameKnights. That's 2 G's and a K for Game Nights. And then there's a new website. I think I got it right here. It's ggk.smvi.com. Is that right?
That's the old
Is that the
one.
old website?
Yeah.
What's the new one?
The new one is ggk.crd.co.
C-O.
That's the newest one.
Bam. The new one. One more time, ggk.crd.co. New website. Check it out. And yeah, next time you will see us is tomorrow with our Sprawl game of Neon Souls. That's 8 p.m. Eastern. A couple of us here in that. But yeah, thank you so much again for joining us. Pray for all of our characters because they need it. And with that, let's just say a good game and good night, Internet. Bye.